I think it was in like gym class. Or PE. Isn't that how it is with all the gay guys when they're like starting puberty? Then they're kind of like looking at girls, but then looking at guys, but like, and then all of a sudden you look at guys and something comes up, like literally something comes up. I'm in San Francisco and we're celebrating Pride. I feel this tap on my shoulder and I turn around and it's this gorgeous Latino guy. And I was like, oh my God. And she's like, okay. She's like, is everything okay? And I was like, no. So I just started crying. And then she's like, what's going on? And I'm like, what if I was to tell you that I was gay? I was to tell you that I was gay.
Welcome to the show. Come out, step into the light. I'm Minh Tuấn.
And I'm Alushka. And we have a special guest. I'm not sure where he's from, but I know that he's extremely handsome and he has beautiful hair.
Okay, welcome our guest today.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Sorry, can you introduce yourself to us?
My name is Coco. I'm from California, sunny California. And I've been here in Vietnam for about a little over a year and a half.
Coco, that's such a cool name. Is that like your real name?
No, it's not my real name. It's just kind of like a nickname that's like stuck with me.
What do you do to live in Vietnam?
I am a costume designer and stylist and a creative director. And here in Vietnam, I'm just kind of taking a break.
Wow, lovely. That's why he's like on point with the hair and the eyebrows and the style, right?
Taking some time for myself to kind of get myself together. No, it's good. Yeah. No, I love it here in Vietnam. It's amazing.
When did you moved here 1 year ago?
Yes. I came here with a friend who's Vietnamese and who lives in LA with me. So we're both costume designers. And we were working on a TV show and he saw that I was kind of a little bit depressed and kind of like, you know, not really feeling it. I was going through the regular routine in LA. I wasn't happy. So he's like, hey, I'm going to be heading out to Vietnam, you know, for a month, so why don't you come with me? And I was like, yeah, totally. I've never been to Vietnam and I would love to come and travel with him. So I did. I never went back and I've absolutely fell in love with the people. I fell in love with the food. I fell in love with the culture, just everything. It's just very healing, very relaxing, and just very like chill.
So after a month, you just decided not to buy your plane ticket back?
Well, I did have to go back. So I gave myself 4 weeks to sell my car, get rid of my house, sell my things and put money in the bank and just come here and just kind of like relax.
Wow, game changer, right?
Yeah, so much, yeah, definitely.
And do you have any regrets so far?
No.
No, oh my gosh, no.
Best decision ever.
Best decision ever. And I think this is where I definitely want to kind of grow my roots. Like, I definitely see myself living here for a very long time yeah, definitely.
If things go as
you plan. Yeah, exactly.
In Saigon, you're not doing anything, right?
So right now I have 2 clients, and what I do for them is I'm building their brand. So as a creative director, I'm building their clothing brand from scratch. So one is a high-end athletic apparel brand, and another one is a high-end eco-friendly brand. I get hired to build these brands and then on to the next new project. But I'm also still doing costuming and styling back in the US. So whenever a client calls me or emails me like, hey Coco, we need you back in the US, then I fly back and work on a music video, TV show, whatever it is that they would have me.
Do you frequently fly back, or is it just like a...
So I just got back maybe about a week and a half ago. So I was there doing LA Fashion Week, helping produce with my friend, and maybe about 30 or plus designers that we were kind of overseeing and working with. And other than that, I mean, yeah. I tried to stay outside of the US because I'm kind of like over it, on with the new chapter of my life. But I mean, when money calls, then you gotta go do what you gotta do, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Back to your childhood, when did you recognize that you're gay?
When I was in junior high. I think that's maybe like 7th grade.
Yeah.
Like
Secondary school, right?
Yeah, 6th or 7th grade. I think it was in like gym class. Or PE. Isn't that how it is with all the gay guys when they're like starting puberty? Then they're kind of like looking at girls, but then looking at guys, but like, And then all of a sudden you look at guys and something comes up, like literally something comes up. So I think it was in gym class, we had to like take showers and the coach was like, all the guys showered because you guys stink. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool, like we're gonna shower. And I didn't think anything of it. But then when people started taking their clothes off, I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, there's no way I can get in the shower with this up. So I'm like, no. I think in junior high, I actually kind of put two and two together, you know, being attracted to guys and like what people call it, like being gay.
As I see from your appearance, you have got a great balance of like your masculinity and your femininity.
Oh, thank you.
Like, have you always had that?
No. Throughout my life, it's been a constant kind of like juggling, you know, my masculine and feminine. Growing up, I had to be very masculine. I didn't come out till I was 22.
Ooh.
Because I came from a very religious background, Christian background, where, you know, church, after school you get married, job, kids, and this and that. And for me, it was just like, no, there's something more out there in life. But I think the past few years of my life, Vietnam has kind of helped me balance myself in different aspects of my life. Spiritual, mental, physical, all of it.
I feel very similar to you. Like, Vietnam is really it's like a place that's living in the now.
Oh yeah.
For me, everything's happening now here. And there's not really much of a 2-year future, 3-year future plan or something like that. It's just like, what's happening now? I'm happy, I'm searching for myself. I'm, you know, going through all these changes within myself.
Yeah.
Before you came out to your parents, did you have any relationships before that?
No.
Not even a single person?
That I like called like my boyfriend or someone that I was dating? No.
Not a girlfriend?
Nope.
So you were single all your life until 22?
Single till I was 30. I'm not gonna tell you how old I am.
Okay, okay.
But single till I was 30. And I guess the reason behind that was after I chose to kind of separate from my family, after coming out when I was 22, I'm like, okay, now I kind of have to fend for myself, you know, and I didn't want to depend on my family to watch over me. And I'm like, okay. So at 23, I moved to Hollywood with like $500 in my pocket and was like, okay, what do I want to do? I want to be a fashion designer and I want to make it. And the one goal that I had in my mind was to work for the #1 artist in the world. And that was the only thing that I could think of, you know? That was my plan A. I didn't have plan B. So it was a struggle for the first probably like year and a half. I was sleeping on the streets. I was like meeting people and sleeping on their couch, just doing the most craziest things. Fast forward, maybe 5 years, I'm working with the #1 artist in the world. I'm traveling. I'm like doing red carpets and award shows and just literally living the life that I've always wanted. It wasn't until I was like around 30 till I was like, okay, I think it's time for me to love or to see what this love is like. I'm like a hopeless romantic and I love watching like chick flicks. They're falling in love, it's so pretty. Storybook kind of like fairy tale. So do you want me to tell you about this whole like situation?
Please.
Okay, so when I decided to do this, I went to a ring shop. I was like with my cousin. I'm like, okay, cool, we're gonna go shopping for some clothes. And I saw this ring shop and I'm like, and I'm the type of person where I like to like manifest, put it out in the universe. Whatever it is that I want, that I'll always kind of like get. So I went in the shop and I'm like looking at these engagement rings and my cousin's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna buy me a wedding band. He's like, Coco, you are so crazy. And I'm like, why not? So I'm like, I wanna be in love, I wanna fall in love. So I bought this ring and I put it in my bag, put it in my pocket and didn't even think about it. 2 weeks later, I'm in San Francisco and we're celebrating TRAI. And I'm like at this main stage and I'm dancing. I feel this tap on my shoulder and I turn around and it's this gorgeous Latino guy. And I was like, oh my gosh. He looked at me and he was just like shocked and I'm like, hi. And he's like, wow. He's like, you just have this like beautiful like energy and aura about you. And I saw you a mile away and I wanted to come and say hi to you. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, you look really familiar. And I was like, oh, I don't know you. And so anyways, so I was like, oh, I have a t-shirt for you. Because I had made these shirts that said gay, made in the USA. So I went in my bag and I'm digging and I'm on my knees. And I feel this like box. I'm like, oh, what is this? And it's my wedding ring. It's this wedding ring that I bought 2 weeks ago. And I looked at him and I'm like, oh, not for you. So I went and I dug for my shirt and I gave him a shirt and I'm like, happy Pride, you know, and like sent him on his way. I had this feeling over me just come like, he's the one. And I'm like looking around for him and I don't see him and I'm like, oh my gosh, where is he? And my friend's like, there's no way you're gonna find him. There's like 4-point-something million people here in San Francisco for Pride. You're not gonna find him. And I grabbed my friend by the hands and I looked him in the eyes and I'm like, if I find him, I will marry him. And he's like, Coco, let's go get a shot. Let's go get a drink. And I'm like, all right, let's go. So we're walking and I see this yellow tank top kind of like dancing in the distance. I'm like, that's him. So I'm running after him. My friend's running after me. And I go up to this guy and I'm like, hey. And he turns around, I'm like, can I have my shirt back? And he's just like, what? And I'm like, no, just joking. Can we hang out? So from that point on, he became my boyfriend and then my husband. And we were married for about 4 years. And it was an amazing chapter in my life. But we are now separate, we're now divorced. And now I'm on to my next chapter of my life, which is here in Vietnam, which I'm so happy about. Yeah.
That's such a roller coaster of emotions.
Right? Yeah. So, yeah, that's my story so far.
In Vietnam, is it like you feel more powerful, right?
Definitely.
I can imagine you were feeling like quite like struck down after the separation.
Yeah, because he ended up leaving, and I was kind of like lost in like my whole world. Granted, I was still kind of doing the same thing in Hollywood, and I was just like, what am I doing? Like day after day, and like, I was tired of it. So Vietnam was a place that would kind of like accepted me to heal.
May I ask why you guys have to stay separate?
He cheated on me, which is fine. You know, he decided to go another path, and that's something that I'm at peace with. Obviously, at first I was very angry and very upset because, you know, this is someone that I deeply love. But I also realized that people come into your life for a reason and for a lesson. For all those 3 things I was able to learn. Yeah, and I'm at peace with it. I recently saw him when I was back in LA and, you know, how are you doing? Is everything okay? Are you happy? Are you healthy? And yeah, he's good.
So your ex-husband is your first love?
I think the first person that I was able to love and also receive love from. You know, there's been a lot of amazing guys that have come into my life, but none till him clicked. You know what I mean? We're just like, yes, this is the one that I need to. At that time, I thought that I was going to be with, but now I know that, you know, I needed to learn from him, you know, and he needed to learn from me. So after that whole relationship, I'm like more focused on myself.
About your sex life as a gay man.
I'm verse, by the way. I'm verse.
What is verse?
Right. You don't know what verse is?
No. What is verse?
Top or bottom, receiving.
Oh, so the big spoon and the little spoon?
Yes.
The big spoon?
Yeah.
Between.
I'm a fork.
Oh, the fork.
Spooning leads to forking.
Ah, you're actually quite an easy person to love. Your first sexual experience was with your husband, right?
No. And before coming out, yeah. Oh, I don't remember my first experience.
Oh,
no,
okay.
I don't. Now, I'm not saying that there was a lot, but it was so long ago. I don't really remember.
I see.
But I know I enjoyed it. That's why I kept it.
Do you have like an ultimate sex experience?
Wow, we're really gonna talk about this? Okay, cool. Yeah. You mean like fetish or things like this?
Fetish, like ultimate sex experience as a gay man.
I love one-on-one interaction. You know what I mean? I love the deep intimacy and making out. I love kissing. But every once in a while, I don't mind like a few other guys like with me as well.
Ooh, like threesomes, foursomes, fivesomes.
I've had a 5-some. Wait, actually, yeah. But so I'm a Sagittarius, and I love to explore my sexuality. So I'm okay to kind of jump into like bondage and leather
like
play,
BDSM stuff,
BDSM,
right?
Yeah.
Ooh. Have you done what puppy play?
Puppy play? I haven't done puppy play. No. But I'm down to do that.
I'm into that too, but at the moment I can't because my partner is not very into that.
Why?
Then you just gotta surprise him. You just gotta like have him come home or her come home and just be like, look at me, take me with a whip and like this.
I do dress up, like have little like dress up kinky nights, you know? Like sometimes I dress up like Britney Spears.
Oh my.
And he's very into that.
I'm out.
Come on, what's your most like interesting sexual experience, THUN?
I have no idea what are you saying. I cannot understand.
Maybe we should have surprised him in the next show.
Ooh, next show you and I come in with
I'm
like bondage BDSM things. When you came out to your parents when you were 22, right?
Yeah.
What was the reaction from your parents?
So I don't know if you're familiar with this religion called Mormon.
Oh, your mom's a Mormon.
Yeah.
Very strict.
Yeah.
And your dad's also a Mormon, right?
So my dad's also a Mormon, yes.
So the whole family is Mormon.
The whole family's Mormon, yeah. We grew up Mormon. I actually told my mom and my dad separate. I was picking up my mom from the hospital because she had some surgery. So I went to pick her up from the hospital, and it was very interesting because she was watching like soap opera, you know, like Korean drama, something like that. You know what I mean? Something like during this time, I was just so mentally not there, you know? And I went to pick her up and I was just so depressed and so, you know, a lot of struggle going on within me. And I sat on the hospital bed and I was watching this drama unfolding. And it was very interesting because there was a son that came out to his father. And when that moment happened, my mom was packing her stuff and she looked up at the TV and she goes, huh. And for me, I took that as a sign to be like, today is the day. This is when you're gonna tell her. So we're driving in the car after I pick her up from the hospital, we're driving home, and I exit and I go to this temple where we normally go to pray. And I pulled over and I put the car in park. She's like, oh, she's like, why are we here? And I was like, I have to tell you something. And she's like, okay. She's like, is everything okay? And I was like, no. So I just started crying. And then she's like, what's going on? And I'm like, what if I was to tell you that I was gay? I was to tell you that I was gay. First thing out of her mouth was, what are people going to think? And just a week before, I almost tried to commit because I was so depressed. I was so angry with myself because I couldn't understand the emotions that were going on inside of me. You know what I mean? And there was no one to talk to. There was no one to confide in. There was no one to say, I'm gay. It was hard, you know, and being 22 and still kind of trying to figure yourself out and people wanting you to get married and who you're dating and, you know, it was a lot. So for her, I didn't expect that from her, but I was okay with it.
What was happening at that time of your life? How did it get to that point of becoming?
I think it was the pressure of the religion, pressure of the family. And it was a close cousin of mine that kind of was like, shook it out of me, like, hey, wake up. I don't care. You're still you. You know what I mean? Everything about you, nothing's changed. Whatever you do behind closed doors is what you do. And he kind of gave me a little bit more confidence to be like, I think this is what you need to do to kind of like free yourself from all this like pressure and baggage and kind of like bullshit that was like being put on my shoulders, that I put on my shoulders.
Yeah, mentally you put that on yourself.
Yeah. And slowly was just like, okay, I can do this. You know, this is what I want for my life. I want to be free from this bondage, this bondage that I'm creating for myself. So I was like, okay, slowly we can. And then the next thing she said was, I don't know what kind of life you're going to be living. Something to this effect. I don't know what kind of life you're going to be living. Something to this effect. I'm just worried that you will live a difficult life. So I knew that there was love behind that phrase, and for her, she's just like, you know, it's a maybe a life full of struggle, a life full of heartbreak, you know? And I didn't know, you know? I just knew I had these feelings inside me that I need to express to her. So after that, she didn't kind of talk to me for about a month. We kind of like kept our distance because I kind of gave her space to kind of digest it. You know, I was like her golden child, her favorite child. I know my brother and sisters are going to see this, so they're going to be like, no, he's not. But, exactly. So, but she wanted the best for me. Obviously, a mother wants the best for their kids.
Yeah.
So, you know, she doesn't know this type of lifestyle. Neither did I, what I was getting into.
And how about your dad?
So my dad is a very big military guy. Very masculine, very kind of like...
Intimidating.
This is very, very intimidating. Super tall, very handsome like me, nothing. So I gathered my family at this restaurant because I'm like, how am I gonna tell my dad? Because I don't want my dad to beat me up, to give me like a whooping, you know what I mean? Kind of like, I'm gonna beat the gay out of you, something like this.
Yeah.
We're sitting at this Chinese restaurant and we're just like eating, and my sister looks at me, she's like, okay, you're gonna tell him? And I'm like, okay, and I'm like, Dad, I need to tell you something. He's like, yeah, what, son? And I'm like, oh, I need to tell you that I'm gay. Didn't even flinch. And he just kept eating. And he said, is this the time and place for you to tell me that? And I said, no, sir. And he's like, we will talk about this when we get home. And I was like, my dad's gonna kill me. My dad's literally gonna kill me. And everyone in my family is like, oh my gosh, this is bad. So we got home and he pulled me aside in the living room and he's just like, you didn't need to take me to the restaurant in front of all these people because you were scared of what I might do. You are my son and I love you.
Oh.
And he gave me a big hug and that was pretty much it.
So touching, right?
Yeah.
I got goosebumps from that. So cute. The one that you were so afraid of
So
was the
scared,
one
yeah.
that actually accepted you much easier.
Yeah, very much so. My dad was okay with it, but didn't talk about it. My dad's oldest sister is actually lesbian. So him growing up with that, but not talking about it, and also not putting it in their face, bringing guys around, and at least try to keep my private life private. Yeah.
An only child?
There's 3 of us, so I have an older brother, there's me, and a younger sister.
There wasn't really anything bad that happened.
My brother didn't talk to me for a while. I thought he was gonna beat me up. He's kind of like a bigger guy.
Brother didn't
So I was
take it
really
well.
scared. No, he didn't take it well. But his best friend came out. So I think that kind of like eased the punches towards me because his best friend that he like admired and looked up to was very masculine. He's just like, oh, I'm gay too. And my brother was like, oh my gosh, there's all these gay guys around me. No, I'm just playing. But it was very interesting because it opened up my family's heart and their mind to another lifestyle.
Your sister?
Oh, she was fine with it. I took her to all the gay clubs. We were dressed up, doing hair, makeup. She loves having a gay brother, yeah, for sure.
And you compared about the LGBT community in Vietnam and your country?
I think the culture is probably the same with those that are out. But there's a lot of closeted Vietnamese men, here. Yeah. Like a lot.
Definitely.
Nowadays, people are coming out younger and younger and younger because obviously it's so internationally acceptable, you know, but back then, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, it was hard, you know, so, and I think coming out at 22, I was a little bit structured into myself, you know, I knew what I wanted, a little bit of what I wanted, and how I wanted my life to go and how to be. And I think my parents were the most important people to come out to.
So may I know your future plan in Vietnam?
Just work and just enjoy my life. Not really stress over the things that I was normally stressing over. And yeah, be happy. Yeah, and continually to be patient with myself. I think that's...
Be patient with the pace of your growth.
Yeah.
So you have any experience that you want to share to LGBT community to have a good life?
We're all on our own path. And we all have things that we want to do, need to do, lessons for us to learn. And as long as we are patient with ourselves It's okay to mess up. Those are lessons. And as we continue to grow, we learn more. There's no rush in life. And this is something that I'm learning while I'm here. Just relax, be patient, and just live in the moment.
It's come to that time. I can give you a gift from me and THUN.
Oh my gosh,
Here you go.
thanks.
Thank you for coming and share your story with us today.
It's very meaningful to us and to our viewers. Definitely think there are a lot of people that can learn from these stories.
Thank you.
Check out our show on YouTube channel MCVMedia and come out LGBT Vietnam.
And don't forget to like and subscribe our YouTube channel for more awesome video. Now goodbye and see you then.